Hi, you were meant to see this message if you are experiencing finding yourself in a sea or an environment of people that see you as less than, when you know that you are more than what meets the eye. And yet, you have not appropriately stepped up to your power, or you haven't owned your power. What is your power? It is acknowledging the sovereignty of you. You exist after all. If you did not exist, you would not have been here. And besides, you are the only one who has supreme power and authority on who you are, if you choose to believe it. I will pull 3 tarot cards to tap into an intuitive message that you need to hear. Let's start. Okay, I'm gonna shuffle. Okay, so I've got the first card is the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups. It's for too many cards. Let's look at the second card. So this message you need to hear. If you are seen as less than, but you know that you are more than what meets the eye. And maybe you haven't, perhaps you haven't, stepped up, you haven't spoken up appropriately or owned your power. Let's see what message, please. Okay, there's 2 cards that jumped out, a couple of them. We've got the Justice and the High Priestess. One way that tarot cards can help you improve your intuition is by exercising your gut feeling. What's your gut feeling telling you? What's your first impression of these cards? My first impression of the Queen of Cups, the Justice, and the High Priestess as a story on the message that you need to hear. Is firstly, you can own your throne. You can own your power by handling your emotions with a kid glove. Maybe even the emotions of others. Because the way that others are speaking to you, they are filtering, it's filtered through emotions that are not very harmonious. But just look at the Queen of Cups here. She is simply just sitting on her throne, and she is owning. She's really looking at this cup in her hand, which represents your emotions, and she's looking at it from a neutral observer. So maybe if you found yourself as not stepping up appropriately for or owning your power, acknowledge it and simply observe it and try and figure out, okay, be nurturing towards yourself, and also try to figure out, okay, what is that about? Or you don't even maybe need to figure out what it is about. Simply observe it and let it be. And realize that you are not your emotions. So even though you may feel that you're not within your power, it's not representative of the truth. Okay? Then secondly, we have the High Priestess. My first impression, my gut feeling on this card and in relation to the message for today is be centered in the gray areas of life. Because there's black and there's white, and then there are gray areas. And that's okay. Simply be centered in that and trust that all is as it should be. Don't be moved by it. Remain anchored in the fact that, you exist. And then the third message is the Justice card. My gut impression, my first impression of this card is that justice prevails. Allow justice to take its course. Allow justice to reveal the truth. And allow justice to balance the scales. Don't take it on with your own strength in a way, or don't spend too much energy trying to balance the scales. Those are my first impressions. I'm also going to check out the symbolism of these cards and see what other information we can get with the symbolisms, because the symbolisms of the card, it actually highlights subtle meanings, and so we can also see how that applies to this message. boom, 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 boom. I was pausing there, but now the song is in my head. That's Stand By Me. That's a beautiful song, and it's the lyrics. The lyrics goes like, when the night... I was trying to sing and talk at the same time. When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Okay, stand by me. Stand by yourself. No matter what anyone else says. Let those words be a love letter to yourself. Find the friend in you. Now let me go to the Queen of Cups symbolism. Cups explore the complexities of the heart, the push and pull of relationship to others, the catharsis that comes with deeply felt emotions. Ruled by the element of water, cups are symbolic of the inner feminine, the place where intuition and nurturing reside. And the Queen of Cups asks us to tap into our emotional depths, to nurture, to act with compassion and empathy. It represents imagination, creativity through openness. And that's an added message right there. To act with compassion and to nurture. To act with empathy when it comes to yourself. When you don't feel that you have stood up for yourself or that you've owned your power the way that you would really want to. Be compassionate with yourself. Have empathy. Now let's go to the High Priestess. So the High Priestess sits between two pillars, a reference to the Temple of Solomon, the first temple according to the Hebrew Bible. Here each column represents duality, the masculine and the feminine, the negative and the positive. The High Priestess takes her place between, suggesting her role as mediator and equalizer, the central path that unites dark and light. On many decks, she is seen behind a thin veil decorated with pomegranates, a reference to fertility, rebirth, and the Greek myth of Persephone's journey through the underworld. The cross the High Priestess wears atop her blue robes symbolizes her knowledge of the divine. Her crown connects her to ancient goddess worship, and the inclusion of a crescent moon symbolizes her affinity with the subconscious and feminine intuition. In certain decks, the High Priestess is shown holding a scroll, sometimes featuring the word Torah or Torah printed on it. Torah refers to the Word of God as revealed to Moses, as written in the first 5 books of the Hebrew Scriptures. So if we check out that symbolism, right? When we check out the symbolism in relation to the message that you need to hear, take the central path in which light and dark unite. Understand that you don't have to be so hard on yourself when you falter, because we possess both dark and light aspects, and the dark aspects or the shadow aspects can show us where it is that we can tap into light a little bit more. The light that shows the truth of who we are and who other people are. And the reference to fertility and rebirth is a message of hope to hold on to the hope that within each and every moment we have an opportunity to rebirth in a way that we desire to be. Now the Justice card, the last one. We will tap into symbolism. Lady Justice represents supreme law. She sits between 2 columns of the sacred temple. In her right hand, she raises a double-edged sword symbolizing impartiality, the consequence of every action, and the ability to cut both ways. In her left intuitive hand, she carefully balances the scales of justice, indicating the need to weigh logic against emotion. The Justice card symbolizes truth, fairness, and the law. Her cloak is red with a green mantle held by a square-shaped clasp. A square stone is also set at the center of her crown, the 2 squares indicating grounded, ordered thought. A white shoe peeks from beneath her robes, a symbol of the spirit beneath and supporting all actions. The curtain behind her is a deep purple, signifying her compassion and wisdom. What stands out for me, especially in relation to the message that you need to hear, is that weighing logic and emotion is important. So review your situation assess the situation and just, to find out why do you feel you haven't maybe been within your power or acted appropriately in your power? Why? And then check in that scenario what's the logic of the scenario, what's the emotions, and that will clarify the justice of the situation. It will give a clearer picture of the justice of the situation. And yes, that's the message that you need to hear today. To recap, be compassionate, show empathy to yourself, take the middle path, and understand that there is both light and darkness, and every moment provides an opportunity for you to be reborn. And lastly, have a balance of logic and emotion. And I thank you. That's it for today. Until next time. Bye. Hi. A little over 8 months ago, I decided to follow my curiosity and excitement to learn to draw. And I decided to become a student of art through the Milan Art Institute. This is how it started, this is my first painting. And a few months later, I am now able to paint in oil and I'm able to draw. What I'm able to do right now, which is really exciting. And this program is a combination of all the best ingredients. The best lecturers will have been professional artists for 15 years, and they cover business and they cover into developing your voice. If you're interested, click the link in the description. You won't regret it.